Hello. It has been a very long time since I have done one of these sit down and talk type videos. I don't really enjoy them and I'm not very good at them, but we're going to do one regardless. So, as you can tell by the title of the video, I have finally made some goals for the year. Not that I didn't have any for before, but more so I refined them a bit. And so this first chunk of this video will be me just telling you what they are and why, and then the second chunk of this video will be the preliminary plans to achieve those goals. So, these will be in no particular order. I am just saying them. Cool. Let's begin. Hi, baby. So the first one is going to be finishing my novel, the first draft of said novel. It is the same one that I've been working on since the conception of this channel 5 years ago. Um, I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about it or what it is or what the characters are. I'm not going to give you a title. I'll be calling it Project Trees for the purpose of these videos. But basically, this is a book that I started writing back in 2019 and I loved the concept of it. I actually came up with the idea of it because I despised another book that I had read. It's the worst book I've ever read. I despised it, but I loved the potential it had. And so I came up with an idea that kind of surrounded, sort of, but not really, some of the ideas of that story that I really, really loved while I hated everything else about it. And from there, I wrote for about a year. I got a good 30,000 words in, and I realized that it didn't make any sense. I would not like it if I were a reader, and so I stopped writing it because I didn't know how to fix it. And just recently, literally in like November or December, I realized something that needed to change. I realized how I could change it, and here we are. And I do believe that I could get this entire first draft done this year. And I do believe that it is a exponentially better story. So I'm very excited about this. The second goal kind of is along the lines of reading, and it is reading. It is that I want to read more books that I love this year. If you look at my Goodreads, you'll see that I actually only have a goal of 15 books this year. Before I had 175, then 50, then 20, and this year it's down to 15. I just have not really enjoyed reading because I keep trying to finish books that I don't particularly love. And so this year the goal is to read 15 books that I love. And if even if it's 4 stars, it counts. But if I do believe that it will be less than that, I don't want to read it. This one definitely goes in with the reading. So, goal 3 is going to be starting to read through the Cosmere, which is Brandon Sanderson's universe. Now, I have read the first 2 books in Mistborn, and I've started reading Elantris twice. I'm currently reading Elantris. I got to the same spot that I was last time, which is 125 pages. Do I think I'm going to read through very many of these books this year? No, probably not. I just think that it is a good starting point for getting back into my love of fantasy because I have not read very much fantasy in the last several years and I miss it dearly. So we're starting with Elantris. Goal 4 is that I want to find my love of art again. I graduated college in 2020 during the pandemic. I graduated in December of 2020. And since then, I have only finished maybe 4 paintings, maybe 5. Um, Watercolor, I have not finished any of my acrylic ones. I've started several and I've never finished them. And the reason is because I get bored or I just don't enjoy what I'm doing. So this year, I really want to rediscover that joy that I had in college of painting and illustrating, especially because I desperately want to paint. I desperately want to draw. I desperately want to illustrate. And I just have not been able to because I still adore my ideas and I still really want to be able to put them on paper and show them to people. My fifth goal, and this one is going to take a lot more effort, I think, than the others, on my part for energy wise is to post on YouTube more often. I'm thinking twice a month because I've tried the once a week model for years. It's never worked. I've burned out immediately. And I think twice a month is doable. And trying to put reels up every few days, something small that I can do in a relatively short amount of time. And that way you're getting multiple posts from me a month without me having to sit down and think and set up and do all that once a week because I have a full time job and it is a very demanding job. I don't have time or energy to do a video every week, unfortunately. And I think that this type of route will work better for me. All right, so those are my 5 main goals for this year. If there are other goals that I set up later on in the year, I'll probably make another video explaining what those goals are. But for now, those are the 5 we're going to focus on. This year will hopefully be a much more exciting year and a much more successful year. Though last year wasn't terrible. I moved to a different city. I got a much better job. Or I got a promotion to a much better job. And I'm enjoying my life. But I think that I can do even better in 2025. So we're going to work towards that. All right. So now on to the preliminary plans for these 5. Let's see how well this goes. Okay, so we're in my room now because this is where a lot of these preliminary plans are going to take place. Because it is the biggest one and it's going to be the most time consuming, it's going to take me the longest probably to figure out and do. And it is setting my room up finally. That's the big one. The reason being is because I want to have a dedicated space to my art and my writing. Can I do both of those things outside of this room? Yeah, but it's a lot more difficult. And I'm less likely to do it when I'm distracted because I just want to sit and talk because I talk a lot. So first thing I did was I cleaned finally. I did all of my laundry. I folded most of my clothes. Some of them are still in the dryer in the laundry room. And I've gotten most of the stuff that was on the floor out so that I can put it back in a consistent, cohesive way. But the first thing I did, or the second thing I did, was that I decided to move some stuff around. So this is my bed. It was along this wall here, and now it is along this wall here. I did that so that I get rid of this desk because it's just too small. My chair doesn't fit in it. My computer takes up the majority of the desk, which makes it kind of too small for me and very uncomfortable to use. But I'm getting rid of this desk. I already bought a new one, and it's going to go in this corner here. It is an L desk. It's not very big. It's a little bit bigger than this one. It's big enough for my chair to fit, and it's big enough for my computer and my monitor to fit. So that's going to go in this corner. And in the opposite corner on the opposite wall, or not the corner, but on the opposite wall on this wall, is going to be my art desk, which is currently in the living room with a puzzle on it. So I need to bring that back in here. But it's going to be my art desk where I'm going to be doing most of my artwork. The reason is because my closet is where I keep most of my art supplies. So if I can keep them close together, I'm more likely to use them. So that's what the setup of the room is going to be, the very preliminary setup of this room. And it's probably going to take me a while to actually decorate it and make it enjoyable necessarily, but it will be set up in a way that I can use it. These are my bookshelves. Most of these shelves are full of books that I have not read. At least these 2 bottom ones, though they do also have a lot of books that I have read. And I have decided for the 15 books that I love, I'm going to be DNFing a lot of things. And if I DNF it and it's a book that I own, I have to get rid of it. Because if I'm going to DNF it, why am I keeping it? You know? And if I don't want it anymore or I have zero interest in reading it, I also have to get rid of it. So I'm not going to waste my time on books that I have no interest in or books that I have started and don't like. I've already DNF'd 2 books this year. There is a 3rd book that I started that I am thinking that I will probably be DNFing fairly soon. I want to see if I can once I get past this one scene that I'm not liking, it gets better. And if it doesn't, it's going to get DNF'd. For the 15 books that I love, that is a big one. Now, when it comes to the Brandon Sanderson, I own The Way of Kings. I own Mistborn or The Final Empire, which I do believe they actually changed the first book's title to just being Mistborn, but I have that one, and then I have The Hero of Ages. So I just need to get the middle one, Well of Ascension, to have the full trilogy. Do they match? No, but I have them. So that'll be at least 3 books for me to start. Oh, and then I also own Elantris, which I'm currently reading. So that gives me 4 books. I also know that you can like go online and find specific orders in which you should be reading his books. I don't know if that matters. I might come up with my own order eventually, and once I finish one of them and let you know what that'll be. But for now, these are the ones I own. These are the ones I'm going to read. Now, for the goal of YouTube itself, I already enjoy doing vlogs, so I'll probably be doing a lot of those. Most of the videos will probably be a vlog of some form, maybe a writing vlog or a reading vlog or a challenge or things like that. The videos will be centered around art, reading, daily life, and writing, because that's just what I do. There's nothing else for me to film. Now, I do go to the gym fairly regularly, so some videos might be gym or exercise focused, but probably not. I don't like having people that I don't know in the film anyway. It just feels very invasive to others. So I probably will not be doing that, but I might do something adjacent. Now, I do also plan on trying to get these out on the first and the second, or first and third weeks of every month. So occasionally, when months have 5 weeks, it's still just going to be those 2 videos. We'll see. We'll work it out. We'll figure it out. And then for reels, probably twice a week. So the first Monday and the last Monday, or the first Friday and the last Friday, one of those 2 of every month, and then 2 reels a week. So probably Tuesdays and Thursdays, just because I feel like that makes more sense in my brain for right now. We'll see how that works, but that will be what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. That will be what I'm thinking. I've already thought it, so. Those are the goals. Those are the preliminary plans. They were kind of everywhere. I do apologize. I'll make more in-depth plans in the videos that those plans correspond to. But this is, like I said, preliminary. These are the first ideas that I had, and they'll get more fleshed out as I go. But yeah, so fixing my room up, setting up spaces for both the writing and art related things, trying new media for art. Did I mention that? I think I did, but I might not have. If I didn't, that's another one, is trying to new media for my art. So I usually use acrylic and watercolor. I want to try gouache and oil this year. DNFing books that I am not enjoying, and getting rid of books that I don't want anymore and have not enjoyed. Reading the books that I own of Brandon Sanderson's. For YouTube, it will be trying to keep a consistent schedule of the first and third weeks, and then two-ish reels a week. We'll see if that works, and if it doesn't, then we'll come up with something else. But yeah, those are my preliminary plans. What are yours? What are you thinking? If you have suggestions for me, let me know. But that's what we're going with for right now. Anyway, I have to get ready to go to Costco because we need groceries. And yeah, I'll see you in another video. Have a good day. Bye.